Hi, so we're here today and we're thinking about interviews, and I'm going to talk about my 5 top tips for hopefully securing your dream position. Now, number 1 is thinking about first impressions. So when you meet someone, it's very important that you have a firm handshake, look them in the eyes, and know that you mean business. And also think about what you're wearing. So for fellas, it's very easy, simply put on a suit and tie. For the ladies, it's a little bit harder, and I don't think you should take my advice, but ask a friend and look smart. Now the second top tip, number 2, would be thinking about what questions they're going to ask you, and doing some homework on this is really going to help you out. Now the clues are given by the employer, so they will write something called a job description and then a personal specification. Now if you look at these 2 documents, they will tell you all about the role, the kind of skills they're expecting you to have, and if you study these, you can get an insight into what they'll ask you about in the interview. So it won't be a mystery to you if you look at these 2 documents. Now, the next thing you're going to want to know is, top tip number 3, is how to answer some of these questions. Now, the most common question to get answered in an interview is called a competency question. Now, competency questions are really a question to try and get you to think about, do you have that skill that they're looking for? Let's take leadership as an example, and can you prove it to them? Now, these usually for a first round interview might make up to 70% of the questions you'll be asked. So this is something you really must have a good experience of handling. Now there's a nice, let's say, model that you can use to answer these competency questions, and it's called the STAR framework. And if you Google STAR framework, you'll find out more about this. But very briefly, if you get asked, when have you been a leader, which is a classic question that they could ask you, the STAR format's going to help you out. And it stands for situation. So what was the situation when you were a leader? Then the T is for task. Tell me a little bit about the leadership task, the role that you actually had to do. And then the A of STAR is the action. So what specific actions did you take as a leader that really showed your leadership skills? And it's important to go into the detail there, and that's about 60% of your answer in the action phase. So go into the detail, tell the story. Did you delegate tasks? Did you find out what people's abilities were and then give them those particular tasks to do? Did you diarise things? Did you put a time plan together? This kind of thing. And then finally, the R of STAR is the result. So what happened at the end? Did you make loads of money? Did you have a successful presentation? Did you get a great grade? This kind of thing. If you miss out the result, it basically tells the employer that yes, you've done it, but maybe you weren't any good at it. So please do include the result. Now my last or penultimate tip is know the company. I meet a lot of employers who have a great candidate, they look good, they dress for the occasion, but the first question comes, what do you know about our company? And they just haven't done their homework. Either they've just read their website or they've barely done that. So to know the company, you should be reading the annual report if they have one. You might want to meet someone from the organisation and really ask them questions about what it's like to work for them day to day. And then you can get under the skin of that question and look like you know what you're talking about. And finally, if you've made it to the end of this almost 5-minute video, come in and do some practice. So Heathrow Careers has appointments every single Monday from 10 until 12, which you can come in and you can bring me your job description that you're going to go for, and then I will ask you questions I think you might actually have and grill you a little bit and give you some tips and feedback. Now to book those appointments, if you simply Google Heathrow and Careers, you'll get to the careers page and there's an email address on there. Just simply email the administrator, say, hi, I'd love to have a practice interview, when's the next available slot? And then they'll book you in for a Monday slot. And as I said, come in, get some practice, follow these 5 tips, and hopefully you'll get some great success. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.